Hello. So it's that time of the week again. So I did an episode last week called My Story. So that's basically where I'm going to be telling people about what's happened to me and why I believe meditation's been a vital part in me either overcoming, processing, or just learning a more positive way of going about life. So today's a fun one. Not going to go deep at all. It's my struggle with addiction. So for a long period of my life, I realised I've been running away from how I feel. And one of the big ways in which I would do that was through my addiction. So we're talking smoking from the age of 16. We're talking like every hour as well. I'd be looking at the clock, has it been an hour? Cigarette time. We've got weed. The weed might not sound too bad, but we're talking where it got to the point that I'm having like £50 a day, where I'm having to take loans, where I'm begging off my mum for money. I'm trying to get money off girlfriends, asking friends if I can borrow money here and there, constantly putting myself on the back foot in debt. And we're talking about bad weed addiction, where it even got so bad, challenge in the teeth. That's because I kept falling asleep with loads of shitty sugary crap in my mouth, and eventually got so bad, the pain, I had to get it taken out. So badly just out of balance with that one. Binge drinking as well. So not necessarily addicted to doing it every day, but it'd get to a Friday or a Saturday and I'm feeling hot, need to get a drink. And then we've been talking about like gambling addiction, eating shit food. Like I used to struggle with my weight when I was younger, and so many different, even little subtle ones like watching TV, going and doing something with friends, being with women, whatever it is, just to stop myself from sitting with how I felt. And these addictions were running me. Like I said in the last one, they were holding me to ransom. I literally felt like I could not feel the way I felt, because it was, I don't know if any of you can relate, but that feeling of just, I can't do this. I'm going to do anything I can to get away from that feeling. Fuck it. Even if that means that destructive patterns, I have no money to do anything I like, I'm destroying relationships. It mattered, don't get me wrong, I didn't want to be doing it, so I had this guilt and shame and feeling lesser about myself, but also that just came first. I'd spend whole nights just trekking about, even before I had a car, like met, just to get some weed, come back, smoke it, next day, go do the same thing. It was lots of anxiety, paranoia, depression. And that's where a lot of the issues come from. It was, I'm not processing how I felt. I'm abandoning myself in those moments. So this is where the meditation comes in. So eventually I started learning that I could sit and I could observe these thought patterns. I could observe the emotions that were overwhelming me, the crazy sensations that were pushing me to go do stuff. Rather than reacting to them, I was now pausing, sitting with that feeling. And with that, I can create space with my awareness to witness it. Now, once you witness one of those, because thoughts and emotions and sensations are signals. Thoughts are from the brain, and then the emotions and the sensations, well, they're basically your body trying to tell you something. So it's going, fucking mate, you don't feel great because of A, B, C, whatever. And I'm going, don't want to know about it. That doesn't feel nice, I'm gone. So my relationship with my mind and body was tragic. It was not healthy at all. Meditation comes in, start realizing I'm not the thought, I'm not the emotion, I'm not the sensation. How can I be if I witness it? If I'm looking at, say, that picture up there, well, therefore it can't be me. Well, what am I then? And I started realizing I'm the awareness. I'm the thing that's always been there, timeless, formless, that witnesses those sensations, those emotions and thoughts. All of a sudden, I can now let them pass. Not resist, not attach, just let them pass, but not to get rid of it. So I'm still listening to it, I'm still watching it so that I can learn from it. Why is my mind saying these things? Where have those patterns come from? Why are my emotions reacting in such ways? Why are these sensations happening? Now I'm starting to become friends with myself, starting to realize that these parts of myself are trying to help me. They've evolved. This body it's taken an eternity to make, and I'm gonna in my 32 years pretend I know better? So now, what does that mean? I'm releasing control. That's what the addictions were, me trying to control the situation, when really it was trying to help me in the first place. So I can sit, and we're talking sometimes hours, just sitting with how I felt, so that it could be processed and then released. I can learn from it and decide. I can either take action, I can then remove myself, or I just got to accept how I feel. Sometimes it's as simple as you just got to endure that feeling until it's been fully felt. So yeah, not fun. It's not a light topic. My story's not really about that. It's about being a bit more real for you guys to see why would I choose meditation. So if any of you struggle with addiction, and we're talking like, if you don't feel right in a moment, you go and do something, even if it's go and read a book. Doesn't sound bad, does it? But straight away, you're abandoning how you feel. So it's just bringing that awareness and pausing, seeing what's the energy behind my actions. That's why meditation's been so helpful in me overcoming addictions. Now, don't get it twisted. This is about me being vulnerable. I fall back into them patterns sometimes. Even me, who's been doing it and I'm teaching it, happily will admit that sometimes, and it's rarer, it's to the point where it's not really an issue, but sometimes I will have a drink. I was my friend Stag do, and I got those old patterns of, I'm gonna have a few drinks, next thing you know, 6 or 7, I come back, not used to hangovers anymore, so dying for the whole day. Then girlfriend goes on holiday, a certain pattern, oh, bit of spare time, I can have 1 or 2. Next thing you know, it's 7 days. But the beauty is, they're proper in a blue moon. It's here and there, and it means that I'm growing. The trajectory isn't, it's but it's going that way, because the awareness keeps bringing me back to what's going on, the life situation I find myself in, and therefore I'm starting to empower myself. But it's a journey, and even myself still at this point can fall into those old behaviour patterns, those old habits. But I'm no longer sabotaging relationships, I'm no longer sabotaging my body, and I'm no longer sabotaging my pocket either. So I hope that gives you all a bit of an insight into why would I choose meditation. We're talking addictions here, you know how powerful they can be. I'm sure everybody can relate to at least one. So if I can choose my diet in a conscious way, choose how I react in a conscious way, then all of a sudden I'm now empowered and I'm making conscious decisions, which usually mean they have a positive output, a positive outcome. So yeah, that's today's little my story. I hope some of you find it enlightening. And if any of you want to come and talk to me, you know, feel free to share this to other people, or you want to come down to a class. I do one-on-ones where I can show people what's helped me, pass that wisdom on. Otherwise, guys, I appreciate your time for watching until the end. Enjoy the day. Well, the evening now. Peace.